Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for the Plague Creeper on epic difficulty, hell difficulty, and then finally endless, because we are going to make it to endless again for the people at the pay to win resonating levels. We're going to lead it off by showing you guys a great free to play team, which is even doing well for Raguto, who is our free-to-play player doing testing. It is using Lily May, Odie, Sonya to buff both of them up, Mikola as an attack buffer, and Coco for the damage reduction. With the Frostfall spell, it is doing well. You can also try the Surging spell today if you guys are able to upgrade it to the same level as your Frostfall. Otherwise, Frostfall is a great option as well. Now currently we are on epic difficulty. We should be able to clear it pretty easily even with this team because our levels are higher. And then we're going to show you the same team on hell mode to see what type of score it can get. If you guys have Reinier at Mythic Plus, then you're going to be in luck because there is another really good team, kind of budget team option I'm going to show you after we do a run of this in hell mode. And that one is getting a pretty good score for players today. But this one is really good as well. And it is going to show you that if you do have Lily May, Odie, Sonya, the key main faction heroes built up, even if you're missing out on some Celestial Hypogeans, you are going to get a pretty decent score. So let's go ahead and do a run of this and see what we can get from it. Now with the Plague Creeper, survival shouldn't be as much of an difficulty, but looking at that right there, Mikola is actually getting down pretty low in health, and so Coco needs to be here for the damage reduction, and you need to have Mikola charms in order to protect her from getting killed, giving her that invincibility. You should have Coco's charms to, Coco to Mythic Plus in order to get the shielding onto all of your team, because that is going to help your survival. But Mikola basically functions like a pseudo tank because of the fact that her charms give her invincibility for 3 seconds after she drops below 30% health. So she's kind of like a mini Brutus, as well as providing great buffs for your allies in this boss. But yeah, I mean, so Coco is definitely a must-have for the teams you're going to try to run in hell mode if you're having survival problems, and Mikola is going to be great as a hero to tank out the front. So there we go. It's going to be 52.3%, 95 billion damage onto hell mode with this free-to-play team, which is not bad. Both Lily May and Odie are dealing a lot of damage, as well as Sonya, because Sonya's ultimate hits multiple targets. Lily May rains from ballet, can shred through enemies, and then Odie just deals a lot of damage. So overall, that is a great team that you guys can try. Make sure to get the Mikola charms. They don't have to be epic, they just have to be elite, the purple ones. That gives her the invincibility. For the other heroes here, try to get Odie, Sonya charms, because they are used in a lot of teams. If you guys want to get Lily May charms, you can, but it isn't as important. Okay, now guys, we're going to show you Rio V's team. This one is great, and this is what I was talking about. No Lily May, but it is using Reinier instead, using Smokey for healing, Mikola for healing. Hopefully that will give you the survival you need with the Frostfall spell, or you guys can again try the Surging spell. Both are going to be great options. So yeah, in this boss on hell mode, you're going to want to run Smokey or Coco to give your team the survival needed. But then you shouldn't have too many issues surviving. Here, Odie is your major damage dealer, and he's going to be buffed up as much as possible by Reinier with the charm bonus as well as the position swap. And that is, yeah. And then you have Sonya buffing up Odie further, and then also the Mikola and Smokey to heal up your team. So this is a great team. This is really going to be getting a top score. If you don't have other Celestial Hypogeans built, you can still really compete for kind of a top position with this team. And so for a lot of people, as long as you have Reinier at Mythic Plus, this is probably going to be your best team that you can run. And like I said, you can try Surging spell. The advantage of Surging spell, it does provide the shield, which can give you a bit more survival if that's needed, but you should be fine to run Frostfall as well. So 118 billion damage of that team, which is a really respectable score. This server that I'm on is incredibly competitive, so for example, on my main account, if I would have gotten that score, I probably would have been in the top 5 even. So it'll depend on which server you're on, but this is a really good team. It's a really solid team. Okay, we're going to move on to Pobs' team. So this is the first Harak team we're seeing with the Surging spell. Is going to be Reinier in front of Harak, main Phraesto in the back, Illusion in front of Reinier, and then Sonya buffing up both Reinier and Mikola. Now this team is going to be kind of like a budget version of Harak. There are going to be other Harak teams in order to even clear hell mode today. However, they are going to use the twins. So if you don't have the twins, but you do have, for example, from last season, Phraesto, Harak, and Reinier, then you will be able to put together this team and get a really decent score. This is definitely going to be better than the previous team that we showed you with Odie, because Harak dominates in Plague Creeper due to all of the summons, which he will rapidly destroy and get kill stacks for his own. But yeah, Harak is going to dominate, and that is why when we move on to the endless teams, you're going to be seeing the top teams involving Harak, because he is just the best damage dealer for Plague Creeper and will remain for the whole season as a top option for Plague Creeper. I have no doubt about that. Okay, but this team is not going to be able to clear on hell mode, but it is going to get a solid score. Like, looking at this, 79%, which is great, 144 billion, but it isn't going to be enough to get the kill. So there we go. That is still only top 12 of the server, and we're only a few hours after reset as well, like 5 hours after reset. So it's honestly crazy. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next team. So we have Gavlar's team. This is a pretty nice team. Elijah in the back, blue hair in the back, pink hair in the front, Reinier in front of the Sinbad, Sonya buffing up Sinbad, and Bonnie with the surging spell. Like, if you have the twins and if you have Reinier at Mythic Plus, you will be able to put together this team, and this gets a really good score. Again, this is not going to be able to clear hell mode today, but it is going to give you a solid score. Again, using Sinbad, which is just crazy how much Sinbad has been used, but he is going to fall off in Endless. That is what people have been saying from the Vietnam server. The top teams are not really involving Sinbad anymore for Endless mode once you reach the higher resonating level, like near the level cap of 800 for this season. But in pre-Endless, Sinbad is so dominant, and that is why I still think he's a priority to eventually build up on your account before like the beginning of the next season, season 4. But that is sometime in the future, right? The really interesting thing is how Hugin has risen to dominance. Hugin is being used in a lot of top teams, and I don't fully understand it. Like, you're gonna see, and I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but the top team today is using Hugin and using him in a way that you would not expect, right? Okay, this is actually really, really solid. Honestly, even close to getting the execution, but for most people, this is not going to be able to get the kill. It doesn't even have Odie in it, so like, you would have to get another 5% damage, which wouldn't really be possible today. But that is a solid team. Sinbad dealing a lot of damage, and yeah, you're going to really be able to compete. If you have those heroes, you should be able to compete for a pretty high position. Again, you can try it even if your twins are at Mythic Plus, for example. You can run this team. The twins will work at a lower ascension as long as they can survive. So that is something which is important to note. Okay, now guys, we're going to move on to Gavlar's team. Gavlar's team, oh no, we did this. Okay, now guys, we're going to move on to the 100% teams. One is by Crow, one is by, both are by Crow. One is a Hugin team, one is a Harak team. So I'm going to begin by showing you guys a Hugin team. Basically, Sonya and Sinbad linked on the Stellar Bond. Reinier in front of Sonya, Hugin in front of Sinbad. So both damage dealers are going to get the charm bonus. And you're going to have Elijah, blue hair in the back, pink hair in the front, Lila with the surging spell. This is a great team, and of course it can get the 100% clear, and then after this I will show you guys the Harak formation, because if we get the clear right now we won't be able to attack into hell mode with the Harak formation, but I will show that to you guys. So just, yeah, you can, and I will timestamp it as well. Okay, so the idea behind this comp, Hugin, his charms are going to activate onto Sinbad, ramping up Sinbad's damage. Even if the Sinbad is not on the mechanized bond tile, it doesn't really matter. Just for the charm bonus alone, that is value. The other thing is that Hugin can cast his ultimate. That is going to shield your allies and provide them with the 10% of his own attack buff, which is also valuable. And especially with the twins, the thing is the twins are going to be allowing Hugin to cast his ultimate so rapidly and keep applying attack buff to different allies on your team. But I don't think the attack buff can stack. Like, for example, if they are already buffed with the shield and you recast the shield before the duration wears off, I do not think it's going to like stack an attack buff. I think it's just going to refresh the duration. But here we go, guys. This is going to be an execution. You will need to have high upgrades on all heroes in order to do this, but that was yeah, we had some time to spare and we did manage to get it right there. And yeah, Sinbad dealing a lot of damage, Sonya as well. So that is crazy that like a Hugin team where the hero is not even remaining on the mechanized bond tile, one tile behind Hugin, it is still dominating and doing so well. Okay guys, I will show you now the Harak formation. This is the Harak formation. Reinier in front of Harak. This is for clearing hell mode on 100% if you do have Harak and, for example, not Hugin. Sonya buffing up Harak and the Mikola. And you're going to have Elijah, blue hair in the back, pink hair, Lila in the front with the Reinier in front of Harak with the surging spell. I can just show it to you guys right here. Yeah, Elijah in the back, Lila in the front. You have Sonya buffing up Mikola and Harak and Reinier in front of the Harak with the surging spell. Now, this is for hell mode 100%. Now, guys, we are going to show you the top teams to run for Endless if you are able to make it there today. So this one is by Ludwig Revolution. Main Phraesto in front of Harak, Illusion in front of Reinier, Elijah, which is blue hair in the back, pink hair, Lila in the front, Stellar Bond linked to both Sonya and Harak, and Surging Spell. This is a crazy team. And this is going to be one of the top. This is basically the second best team option you have. And it is going to be revolving Harak. But even the first one is, I think, involving Harak, but it just has a different hero. So if you have these heroes built, this can be one of the top teams for today. And yeah, so when we look at it, now you're going to see how much Harak is going to be dominating in Endless mode. We are in Endless. Harak is still not, like, we haven't reached the season level cap of 800, and that at that point, he's going to become even crazier compared to right now with his HP per second damage. But even now, you're going to see he is going to shred through this boss like crazy. I believe the highest score is around 40 billion, or a bit over 40 billion with this Harak team. With the other Harak team, it has been even higher than that. But this is a really solid score, 40.3 billion. That is going to take us to still rank 6 in the server. I don't know what. This server is insane. It's like way too crazy. Yeah, like if I ran this on my main account, I would definitely be rank 2, and I would be rank 1 up until splash attacks with the top team. Okay, so anyway, this is a really solid team. You will be able to compete for top 10 with this team, no question about it. But here we have the overall top performing team, again by Crow. It is going to be Elijah, blue hair in the front, Lila, pink hair in the back, Harak behind the Reinier. You're going to have Sonya buffing up both Harak and the Hugin. The interesting thing about buffing Hugin is it increases Hugin's attack, and when Hugin casts his ultimate and provides an attack buff to his allies, that is scaling on his own attack. So if his attack is higher from the Sonya buff, he will be providing a higher attack buff to the ally that he chooses to buff. So let's go ahead and run this team. There is going to be some RNG involved in it. It is also using the new artifact Blade Summon spell. But of course, if someone has made it to Endless today, they're definitely going to be the pay-to-win players, and they will probably have this unlocked. The thing about the Blade Summon spell is it will periodically deal true damage to the Plague Creeper boss, number 1. Number 2, it will periodically reduce the defenses of the Plague Creeper boss. That is going to increase the damage output from all of your heroes. But this is the crazy thing, like Hugin is not even using his charm quality bonus onto anyone. No one is able to even land on his mechanized bond because it's actually off the map. And so why you would think, why is Hugin good here? And it's not like we need the shielding for survival. You guys saw the team with Phraesto and Harak. We don't need the shield. It's just for the attack buff that he will periodically keep applying onto the heroes that he decides to shield. Okay, the twins died really early there, and I think that might have been bad luck. We're gonna have to do a couple more runs, but this is actually looking really good. We do get a new record. I don't know, maybe that was intended to happen. 41.1 billion. This is definitely a good score. However, it is not the top score. The top score of today has been around 43 billion. So we're going to have to do a couple more runs in order to try and get that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a couple more runs. Okay, guys, I've done a lot of runs. I wasn't able to get anything higher than this team over here, getting 41.48 billion damage. The overall top for today from this server is 42.7 billion. I have seen 43.2 billion, but basically it is running this team, and it will be related to RNG if you're able to get to that top score and also the level of your upgrades. But basically all of these last two teams I showed you, whether you run the Hugin team with Harak or the non-Hugin team, you're going to be able to do very well. And another just final note to mention is if there is Hugin in any of the teams that you want to try to copy, you can try replacing Hugin for Mikola. they kind of do fulfill the same role if Nicole is not already in the team. Otherwise, just stick to the non-Hugin teams. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Good luck getting a top score in the Plague Creeper boss. If there are any major updates to the teams, then I will make an updated video later on. But thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And if you guys want to join my AFK Journey Discord server, we have over 2,500 active members. There's a link to that in the description of this video. I look forward to seeing you guys there or in the next video. But thank you for watching. And until the next video, guys, everyone, peace out for now.